Hey guys, Outback Dave here. Welcome to another episode. This episode I'm going to be putting a few more spawns, Quetzals onto my Lost Island map, single player, but you can do it the same way with if you're running a server, just put it in your INI files. So I'll be using Notepad++, the same code I used for the last episode, just the one dino, the Prothethis. I can't even pronounce it. Um, but yeah, so we're using that same code to put in a new spawn code to add more Quetzals. It's currently, if you have a look at the um, Lost Island spawn for Quetzals, it's at 100%, but there's only like one spawn area where, say, the redwood, you've got all these spawns. So putting it in the redwood, that's where I'm going to put it, but I might have to put the entry weight really low because it's going to spawn in all these areas. So what we're going to do is just going to copy this redwood because that's where I'm going to be putting a spawn for now. And we're going to change the Monster Island I put in on the last episode and just put the new spawn area, which is the redwoods. And then we want to change the dinosaur's character name, which should be in the wiki. Just copy that. You find it on the wiki, like you find item IDs, creatures, all that kind of information. So we copy that, we paste it, the character ID, paste it, and there should be another one. So paste. We're only putting the one dino, so there should be two characters IDs we have to change. Now you see when I put it in here, it's left a gap. So I'll just backspace that because it won't work if there's gaps. So just make sure there's no gaps. We'll just change the name, not that it matters. It's the Dino's tag name. And that's basically it. Now we're gonna leave this at 100% and the numbers to allow at 100%. If we have a look at the spawn, all these dinos, so it's gonna overspawn, but it just because it'll spawn in all these areas. I'll give you a demonstration once I start the game up where it's spawning, but that's why I'm going to have to put it change this number here, numbers to allow, really low, and change this to really low also, the entry weight, which it'll give it the entry rate gives it the right to spawn before or after these dinos. See, they're at 100%, one's at 66%, another one's at 33%. And then the numbers to allow, which how many are going to be allowed to spawn. So once you do that, you just copy it. And then we get our game INI folder up, which you can find that in the shooter game, saved, config, Windows no editor, wherever your main file is. Game INI. And there's our other two, what we put in on the last episode. So we just hit enter and then paste our new script. Okay, it looks good. Just save that. Once it's saved, we can go ahead and start Ark Survival up. Just shrink that down. Okay, start it on my other screen. There we go. Single player, Lost Island. Every time we do a change in the INI file, it just takes that a little bit longer to load up. And just remember, whenever you add a Dino spawn, just to do a Dino wipe when you first get into the game. Okay, so I'm just going to destroy all dinos. Just destroy wild dinos. You see up the top there's a dino sitting there, so press enter and that all the wild dinos have disappeared. I'm going to GCM myself so I can get around the map quicker to just to have a look to see around the map. Now you can see one spawned already straight above me castle. Now because they're at 100%, all this redwood is going to be filled with them. So I just left it at 100% just to give you an example on how many creatures spawn in this area, and opposed if you're going to add a dino to the area, that dino is going to spawn in all those areas also, so it'll pretty much be Quetzals everywhere once they start to spawn. So we'll still fly around. Okay, then we'll just go away from the area. Give it a little minute. Okay, we should start to see some of them spawning. I might get the spyglass up to have a look. Ah, there we go, there's a couple down there spawned. Another one down there. There's another two in there. So they're pretty much everywhere. Just spawning. Another one there. Another one there. So I'll just show you, give you an idea why they're spawning. So all these, I've put them in the redwoods. So all these dinos spawn in the redwoods. So what's happened is I've added the Quetzal into this spawn. Now that Quetzal is going to spawn at all these locations at 100%. So every dino spawning at that location, this Quetzal is going to spawn there. That's why I'm getting so many. So as you can see, like every dino what spawns in the redwoods, a Quetzal is going to pop up before him. So that's why the more dinos what spawn in that area, the lower percentage you want to put the spawn rate. So I'll probably put the weight at 0.001, and then I'll put the maybe desired to allow probably the same, just to see how many are spawning in from there. So all it is just a matter of playing around with the percentages on how many are going to spawn in when you put your code in. But like I said, because there's so many dinos will spawn in the redwoods, all these Quetzals are going to spawn where those dinos spawn. So I'll try and work out my percentage to put it as low as I can and go from there. So that's basically it. So we could try, we'll sit up here, we'll back out of that, and what we'll do, exit to main menu, exit. What we could do is we could go in and to the game INI, and we'll put the entry weight to 0, 0, 1. So that's like 0.1% chance that the Quetzal is going to spawn before everything else. And how many are going to spawn in that location? We might do 0.001%. We'll save that. Okay, then we'll just start the game back up. Did I save that? I'm pretty sure I saved it, but always good to double check. Yep. Okay, we'll start the game back up. Single player. So now the spawn rate would have slowed right down. because of the dinos in the area, even though it's so low, we still might get a fair bit amount. Just wait for it to start up. Okay, put the GCM in, and then so what I'm going to do is destroy all the dinos again. Destroy wild dinos. That's just a matter of tab and then just put destroy wild dinos. Okay, so now I'm just going to fly away for a little bit. Fly over. Just wait for dinos to start spawning back in after the wipe. So if you run servers, you can actually put them onto your server, or put that line onto your server, add dinos, but I'm doing it for single player, so okay, we'll go back to see if any quets spawning in. So we've got other dinos spawning before the Quetzals now, because I've dropped the weight right down. So they're more a percentage of them spawning in before the Quetzals. It's sort of like a 0.01% chance that a Quetz is going to spawn. So basically we've got to wait for majority of the dinos to spawn in, and we might get a Quetz spawn in, hopefully. Which so far so good, because you don't want, like it was before, too many Quetzes spawning all over the map. So right now it's doing its job, but what I want to see is at least one or two Quetzes spawn in. So if you don't, you might need to like play with the spawn settings, because like I said, it all depends also is how many dinos are going to spawn in that area, to adjust your percentage on the weight and how often the dino is going to spawn. There's a 0.001% chance, which is a pretty slim chance. Oh, still can't see any. Might kill some dinos in here, see if one's going to spawn back up. Alright, there we go. So that's not too bad. I haven't got them all over the map. I've got one occasionally that appears, which is not. It's probably something I'm just going to sit with that setting at the moment, just to see how that setting goes as the game goes on. If I start to see too many, well then obviously I'll lower it down a bit more, but I'm seeing just one to two, which is okay, because you don't want too many on the map, but you don't want hardly any on the map. So yeah, that's it guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you just want to know any other settings or like the videos I'm doing, just hit me a like and a comment what else you'd like to see, and I'll try and get that up. Alright, yibbity yibbler. I'll catch you later.